What's going on, y'all? So I want to touch on you folk who be playing with this personal shop market and these sclerodems, freaking weapons, putting all these different augments on them. Well, Sega had to drop a message for y'all. And so this is actually on the Japanese side. It hasn't made it to global yet, and it may not. Let's be honest, it may not. However, this is letting you know that this is an issue and that this is a problem and that they will act on this thing. And I've talked about this before where it is an issue. There was a comment, there was a response I had with a conversation with some individuals on one of my videos, which I'm going to show y'all as well, where I discussed that this is an issue, and I'll explain why it's an issue. But nonetheless, it says here, but first, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out tremendously. Thank you very much. As you can see, we have confirmed that 12-star weapons from the Chloridum, however you pronounce it, series are being listed for high prices when they have been given an EX special ability other than 2. So this is saying, when people are taking the airdoms and they're transferring the tier 1s over to the Chlorodyms and, trying to catch people off guard who are searching for Chlorodyms because they think it's a Chlorodim. So, okay, well, the augments I'm seeing are obviously tier 2, right? Because they only drop with tier 2. So it's taking someone the conscious effort to try to manipulate someone and catch someone off guard to essentially scam them, to scam them. Period. That's what it is. It's a scam. It is malicious, plain and simple. Because you know what you're doing. It's not like it's not like you're taking something and you're just selling it for very high. It's not like even I that annoys me too when people in market manipulate like that. Where they take something that's super cheap, or they buy up all the stock and then like list it up by 1,000%. Like, bro, that's super annoying too. I do not approve of that. But at least you see, okay, well, this is what I'm getting, this is the price. This right here is just straight malicious. As you can see, the above actions are malicious acts that take advantage of the bug in the My Shop search that we announced on Friday the 14th. This is pertaining to the EX shop function, in which I made a video on covering, where you cannot search for EX2s. So if you search for like EX Tri-Shield 2, it will appear with Tri-Shield 1s and Tri-Shield 2s. So airdoms and chlorodyms, which is super annoying. So this is what that's pertaining to. And so it goes on to say, we will take action such as suspending the use of the relevant accounts without notice. Please refrain from malicious acts that take advantage of the bug in My Shop, the personal shop. So this right here is stating to y'all that you should not be doing this. And let me go over here to the video that I'm talking about, the video that I dropped a few days back, talking about the issues with EX augments. There's a handful of them, but we went over there and we talked about these. So this is the dialogue that I want to talk about here, where I did address this, and I want to let you see the varying different degrees of thought processes on this. And so this kind of just starts off, one sort of workaround for the time being is also to select weapon and 12-star when searching elements, which this can be a workaround. It'll cut down drastically on the results. And I said, that's a great recommendation. It's pretty much just saying, okay, well, it's how you only get clearodyms, right? You only get clearodyms. However, this does not divert the issue that we just saw that they released a statement for. And so this individual says the only problem there, that there are some people, bad people, who swapped augs on 12-star with lower grade ones you might search. So this is what that's pertaining to. It's a direct scam and must be reported. I agree. Now, this individual says, honestly, if you're going to report for this, then you might as well report every single person on the game who has an in-grinder for sale for 1 billion. As a consumer, it's your responsibility to pay attention to what you are buying. People have been doing this since base. Now, this is where the issue comes in at, and you can see my response that's coming in here as well. But this is where the issue is at right here. And I'm not knocking these individuals. This is, and what they're saying, what he's saying is partially true, but I'm just showing you that there's two different ways that people are viewing this. There's two different lines of thought for this. And then I'm going to read you what my response was. To be fair, not many people actually have in-grinder for sale at 1 billion. They really don't. So this was a kind of a poor example on that individual's part. I do agree that as a consumer, it's one's own responsibility to pay attention to what you're buying, though. I do. But I also agree that the people who do this, the EXOGs, are acting in extreme bad faith, and the game will be better off without them. Absolutely better off without them. They're acting in extreme bad faith. This is a complete scam. You were doing this knowingly, intentionally. I'm highly against people who market manipulate, but even more so against people who flat out will do things like transfer Eridim elements onto a Clearidim to intentionally try to mislead the unsuspecting. Because this is done in pure malice, with the sole intention to wrong somebody and essentially ruin their day. Plain and simple. There's no other way to look at this situation. Like at the end of the day, there's no other way because you are doing this intentionally. You were taking the time out of your day to go and take an Eridim and transfer these armaments onto a Clearidim with the full intention of misleading someone to purchase something that is not the product that they're trying to get. That is the only intention for this. That is the only intention for this. You are directly trying to scam someone in a malicious manner by doing this. So I fully, and I mean fully, support what their message was from the NGS team, and that they will ban for this. I 100% think it's the correct thing to do. I 100% think that these types of individuals have no place within the game. So don't bring that energy around. Don't be doing that stuff. It's ridiculous that you even have to be told this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's honestly ridiculous that there's even people like that. Like, it baffles me, the type of people who are on the internet nowadays. It just baffles me. It really does. But at any rate, I want to speak on this, let y'all know how I feel about this, and let you know that this is something that you can get targeted for by them and get your account suspended. Now, like I said, this hasn't been listed on the global side yet. However, it's listed on the JP side, and everything comes down from the JP side anyway. So if they're willing to do it there, then good chance that it can get you in hot water on global side. I shouldn't have to tell you this. Just don't do it. Plain and simple, dude. I shouldn't even have to tell you this. Don't do it. At any rate, y'all, just wanted to update y'all on that. This whole situation here. Don't do it. Be sure to like, subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Much love. Follow.
Spike2 content.